This is Canadian MGTOW. Having fun, and not giving a shit. Today's video is called, Save Reddit, Lose the Feminist. Where you find censorship, you will often find a feminist. Such is the case with Reddit.com, also known as the front page of the internet. With 160 million monthly visitors, it is not an insignificant site by any stretch. In recent days, over 100 of Reddit's most popular forums closed off to anyone other than the moderators who set them to private. This was done in protest due to the firing of a popular moderator of the most popular forum called Ask Me Anything. According to TechCrunch, this was just the straw that broke the camel's back. Unrest had been brewing between the unpaid volunteer moderators and Reddit.com. One moderator wrote in an open letter that the site upset many of the most ardent users when it closed down 5 forums, also known as subreddits, on account of harassing content. Reddit users are strongly against censorship. While it is true that these 5 had violated Reddit's community policy, it was the selective enforcement that angered many, since there were other subreddits with arguably worse content that were left alone. The CEO of Reddit, Ellen Pao, gained the nickname Chairman Pao among the Reddit users. I'm not going to name the 5 forums that were shut down, but to me they have a common thread of criticizing subjects that would offend most feminists. Funny how the leftist, mainstream media does not mention that. What next? A task force of feminazis to patrol all the Call of Duty microphone speech to ensure it complies with our politically correct overlords. Leading up to the revolt, Ellen Pao made other questionable decisions. Starting salaries were no longer negotiable, citing that men negotiate harder than women do and sometimes women get penalized when they do negotiate. She refused to honor her predecessors' hires despite the fact that these people had already left their previous employer to join Reddit. Another classy decision was when she reneged on a promise to let the former CEO return to his job after he recovered from leukemia. Despite his alleged pleading to stay with the company, the cancer survivor was let go by Ellen herself. Back in March, she lost a gender discrimination lawsuit against her former employers Kleiner Perkins Caulfield and Byers, a venture capital firm. She was suing the firm for $144 million, but a jury of 6 men and 6 women dismissed all charges brought by Ellen against the firm. Now, before you brush off $144 million as just some over-the-top amount, there is an interesting reason it was that number. Her husband ran an asset management firm that went bankrupt and is currently being sued by 3 public pension funds, who allege that his firm defrauded their pensions by up to $145 million. While the media has bought into Ellen's victim narrative, ordinary internet users have not and are expressing it on social media. Despite Ellen's dismissed charges, feminist activists and their sympathizers in tech media spun the case as a win for women in Silicon Valley for shining a light on gender discrimination in tech. What a contortion, people not caring about lies, as long as the ideological narrative they hold dear isn't challenged. During the suit, an investigation of her work emails revealed her to be a callous and resentful employee who bullied colleagues and held grudges. One email shows Ellen criticizing her assistant for taking time off work to help her landlord, who was a non-English speaker, who had been in a serious car accident. She wrote,
"It's great that you want to be helpful to your landlord. It would be better for me if you could come to work on time. Let me know if you think differently, but I think your job should be your priority."
During the trial she acknowledged that she had once bullied a colleague to tears, and that she kept a chart listing resentments that she held over her colleagues at the firm. Many of her victims were in fact other women, and yet some are supporting her as a feminist underdog. It should be interesting to see what happens next. There is a petition for Ellen to step down, and the number of signatures as of July 4th has passed 100,000. The petition is on change.org with the following descriptor.
Ellen Pao is a lawyer and the chief executive officer of the internet company Reddit Incorporated. After POW lost her gender discrimination case against venture capital firm Kleiner Perkins, she was appointed CEO of Reddit Incorporated, and Reddit entered into a new age of censorship. A vast majority of the Reddit community believes that POW, a manipulative individual who will sue her way to the top, has overstepped her boundaries and fears that she will run Reddit into the ground. Alternative sites to Reddit.com have sprung up and have received vast amounts of traffic within the recent months. Action must be taken to prevent Reddit from being further run into the ground.
I've signed it. Have you? A link to the petition is in the description box below. This concludes this article. If you enjoyed this video, please comment, rate and subscribe. Thank you. This is Canadian MGTOW, signing off. Save yourself. Go MGTOW. P.S. I will leave you with a joke I saw on Reddit. Why did Ellen Powell fire an employee with cancer? She felt threatened by someone more malignant than herself.